he was talking about, Nick?
Like, I think Trump is smart enough to understand Nick is incredibly popular, and he doesn't.
Yeah, well, he wasn't. He was like, I never liked Nick Fuentes. Now I find myself in a position where like I have to appreciate the guy.
He uses Rumble, and that's DJT, Donald Trump Media.
But that's just what it is. Like, do you not see? Okay, what do you think? Do you not see MAGA falling to shit? Do you not see that?
No.
Really? I
see it as it's a problem because of this issue, that there are two sides evolving. But it's an evolving issue similar to Gaza and Israel war and the Democrat Party. It's a splinter issue. It's not healthy to let it fester. You have to pick one side or another to finish it.
You don't think, bro, like, it's very simple. For the way I see it, it's pretty very simple and straightforward. Like, again, when you ostracize everyone who's not a nationalist, and then you remain only with the nationalists, and then you turn out to be the most anti-nationalist thing ever, like, that to me is I don't know how he does in the midterms, right? But I really
Look, he's nationalist on everything except this one issue in this one country. And I understand your view it's the most important issue in the most important country in the world.
Well, but it is. I mean, how can you be nationalist, but your entire devotion is for a foreign nation? Like how?
That will be proven with time. Only time will tell.
He doesn't get it, bro. Come on, like, do you still think that the guy has some like ace of spades like in his sleeve? The guy is wearing a no sleeve. He's not even wearing tops. There is no sleeves to begin with.
Look, he doesn't have to win a re-election except the midterms. So
that's
next year is the midterm. If everything you say is correct, it's a self-correcting mechanism. He'll get pummeled in the midterms. He'll lose power completely in the last 2 years. He won't be able to even turn the lights on without congressional approval. And you're good. The balancing will be balanced out. It's the beauty of the system.
Yeah.
And then your nationalist wing will rise. The Marjorie Taylor Greens will win their primaries or their elections. He's running a candidate against Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
And so I mean that there are your barometers for what the country's thinking.
Right.
Wait, why is it based that he's running against Thomas Massey?
There's billions of dollars, APAC dollars, being put against Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene, and that's what's happening. Essentially, that's what you're saying. Look at this link he put. Basically, Trump is going after the only people who go against APAC.
But Trump is firmly planting his foot that he's on the Israel side of this schism. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
A super guy.
Now, whether that's whether he's controlled to do that, or whether he is just doing that out of pragmatism, I don't think you'll be able to tell.
It's highly pragmatic.
It is highly pragmatic. So you can't tell me whether it's just a good decision or influence of the external, pure influence by his controllers.
What kind of pragmatism? You're just like, okay, that's it. There you go. You just lost. Like the conservatives. The problem with conservatives is that they make sure that people, in Canada more than the U.S., but it's the same. The conservatives, it seems like their job is to make sure that no one ever elects them.
But Rabbi, you are coming from an all or nothing position, and politicians, Trump, etc. It's all mercurial, and the truth is, whether Massey wins or loses or MTG, Trump doesn't give a fuck. He's the winner, no matter what. That guy is always going to win because Epstein is dead.
Why is he stepping into it now, John? That's the problem.
He has to make it's a chessboard. It's a chessboard. He's got to move his pieces. This is a floating game. That's what I'm saying is like we can all spin our personal wheels analyzing this, but it's always going to change.
That's retarded. I'm sorry.
Look, you agree he chose now to jump firmly into it, right? With the Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene. So he's now like suddenly jumping in, calling her Marjorie Taylor Brown.
Bro,
going to the next level now.
I'm freaking out. APAC is pumping.
That's hilarious.
But that's what it is. They're freaking the fuck out.
I'm running against a guy that takes APAC money, and he didn't vote on the discharge petition. So, a lot of people didn't vote on the discharge petition. Hundreds of people didn't vote on it.
Look, bro, people see that's my issue, man. It's always been this way. That Trump was the only conservative. Let's say, forget the term Republican. He was the only one who didn't behave like that. But Like conservatives always have zero reading on the people. Zero. Like you have your, and now Trump is the same. You have your voter base, which clearly does not want loyalty to a foreign nation. It's very clear. Like
Time will tell.
Who
Listen,
wants
if you're right, MAGA will dissolve. Going into the next election will be a massive, big primary field.
So this is the question. Well, how could I be wrong?
I think you're wrong because he's just making a pragmatic decision. You can't. You think it's smart for him to go against the Jews?
Pragmatic in yes.
Okay, how so? Just to make 20% of the country?
I mean, he's not going against the Jews. He's simply telling you, you know what? This is America. Maybe you should move to Israel. If you're welcome to stay here.
Okay, maybe that's his true feelings. But he has to take one side or another now.
Yeah, and this is the side you should take if you want to build on it.
There's no side of let's all settle down. It's either Jews are good or Jews are bad.
No, you can be a Jew who's loyal to the U.S. and if you're loyal to Israel, you're more than welcome to move to Israel. I mean, that's the beauty of mobility, right? Like you can, I migrated. I'm an immigrant. You can also be an immigrant. There's nothing that stops you. You're more than welcome to move to Israel.
I mean, even Vance has been pretty heavy on some of the statements. We don't want to give open-ended help to Israel. They have to do better. They have given more moderate. There's been more anti-Israel statements from Trump than any other leader in history.
Look, if Vance is not capable of winning the election, first of all, right? He's a dipshit. But let's say he was to become president, he's going to change his tune immediately. He's not going to be criticizing Israel as president. Like Israel will kick his ass if he even tried.
Yeah, no, he should not. Vance is not someone that should be president.
So you guys don't understand. This is a global community. And you think it's just Israel. It's not. It's American Jewry that have hundreds of billions of dollars, maybe even low trillion. So, your personal bias or bigotry or dislike of the J words, it's not like, I'm just telling you, dude, Clown House, as you've quoted and said many times, is a waste of fucking time.
I guess Lydia.
He kicked me.
We get to.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about her because I feel like you speak to her, but she's really disrespectful. And I'm trying to be in my soft, but she just brings the heart because she just. Yeah.
Thank you very much, and on behalf of the Mod Squad nieces and nephews, we wish you much success on your road to recovery. Cora, I know that you might be still kind of, somewhat a little bit asleep working on the first cup of coffee, but it is our first story after the Jumbotron. And that is on America's infrastructure, Cora's field of expertise. Federal transportation officials announced a multi-year upgrade plan aimed at modernizing bridges, highways, and public transit systems across the entire country. The new program focuses on replacing aging bridges, improving traffic safety, and expanding broadband access into rural areas. Officials say nearly 70% of U.S. bridges are more than 50 years old, and modernization is overdue. Transportation leaders emphasize that the overhaul is designed to reduce commute times, prevent structural failures, and create engineering and construction jobs in dozens of states. Environmental planners say much of the funding will prioritize sustainable materials and reduce pollution from outdated roadways. Construction is expected to begin early next year, with some projects taking more than a decade to complete. That was the first story on my daily newswire. So when Cora really finishes her first cup of coffee, if she remembers this, I hope she will comment because it.
I was going to say none of that's new.
Oh, so this is old news. It's not hot off the press.
I just mean they might have announced it as a program, but they probably repackaged some existing grants or just adjusted some granting guidelines. And we've had for decades a bridge improvement program. We have, we've had broadband infrastructure grants forever. I actually got.
My question is, why is this year 100% intact? Shouldn't there be a little bit of if a bullet hits at that velocity and that much force, right? It's going to take a piece of your year off.
Did you see the Michael Crooks footage that Tucker released?
That's why I love about this guy. He comes back. I love Kitover, but he just derails.
You've got emotional issues to deal with, young man. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't feel like my child, but bro, we're trying.
Well, you like my child.
Yeah, I mean, you're more than welcome if you want to have an actual convo, nigga. You sometimes can have those, but most of the times you can't.
I mean, you got N-word Tourette syndrome. I mean, ask Dr. Evito here. Maybe he can get you a medication to help treat that.
No, it wasn't no shooting. No, it wasn't. So the police hurt.
You got N-word Tourette syndrome.
Ezra Klein had a good episode where he talked about California high-speed rail and how sometimes the intent of social justice and environmental justice policies actually gets in the way of actual social justice and environmental justice. So when it gets kind of weaponized by people that want to not have things done, so yeah, it's problematic.
Thank you, Cora. Let's say hello to Butterfly. Butterfly, good morning. Is this your first time on the show?
Hi, Uncle Steve. How you doing? This is Butterfly. I've never been here before. And
welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you here. What would you like to talk about?
I was listening to you in a room called Talking Apes, and I was wondering what kind of a grown man spends his entire week talking to young African-American boys about rules and regulations of a debate club, the technical legal aspects. I mean, what a waste of time for a grown man to spend week after week with a bunch of young African-American boys talking about the rules and regulations of how to have a debate. It perplexes the mind why a grown man is so lonely and bored that he's got to sit there and argue about the rules and regulations of a debate. And frankly, sir, I think it is pathetic.
Well, you know what? You got a good point, Butterfly, but I think the only thing more pathetic than that is somebody who's been on Clubhouse for a couple of years, has 50 to 100 profiles, and has the chutzpah to run for Congress and actually get people from Clubhouse to donate. That would be the only thing that's more pathetic. And that sounds great. Would you like to say anything else, Butterfly? Or are you good? Sounds like you're good. Okay. We're going to give you a first-class escort down to the VIP. Yeah, I think I got called that one just as soon as the mod squad did. So yeah, somebody who has 50 to 100 different profiles, arguably is mentally ill. I don't know, running for Congress. And then comes on my show with a false identity and a false voice to accuse me of being pathetic. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would say worry about cleaning up your own house first. I mean, I don't know about you.
Gotcha, Uncle Steve.
I have a full-time job. This is one of the reasons why I only do this show Saturday and Sunday, because it's been ingrained and cemented into my schedule. But I've got a full-time job. I have to pay my bills. Some people that are on Clubhouse, they don't work. I don't know how they support themselves. They may be living with mommy and daddy. or they may be living off the government. You know, no disrespect for those that need to, but I have a full-time job. I've got a mortgage. I've got insurance payments, car payments.
Somebody's
payments.
a little trigger.
So what I do on Clubhouse, if you don't like it, that's fine. Most people do, though, fortunately.
It's a job.
Otherwise,
talking to people about the rules of your debate club all day long.
Be so popular.
Oh, popular.
Let's say hello to Bam. Hi, Bam. Good morning. Is this your first time on the show?
No.
Okay, and if you could speak up a little, that'd be great. It's a pleasure.
Kind of a grown man.
Yeah, I have a question for you. I'm going to speak in code. Can I buy a domain, and replays are on, so this is recorded. Can I buy a domain on your behalf that is yours 100% so I can put some data with it so we can talk later regarding a domain I'm going to buy on your behalf? Yes, sir.
I'm not sure if you need my permission. Oh, you're going to buy it on my behalf. Well, if you're buying it on my behalf, you need permission. But if you're buying it on your own, I don't think you need my permission, do you?
We talked about it offline.
I remember.
The left is lower unless you're a freak.
So with the butterfly in the audience.
What kind of a man comes on this fucking app day after day talking about the J words as if it actually does anything to improve your own personal life? How pathetic can a grown man be? Unbelievable. Grow up, young man. Get off of FetLife. Stop with your bullshit.
Over to God for oxygen. Thank you that our brain works. Thank you. He was at the club and he was enjoying when they were gripping his ass.
Accurate.
Squatting laws now, depending on the domain that you buy, it's actually illegal under the squatting laws.
So you're telling me hypothetically that if someone wanted to purchase either UncleSteve.com.
Oh, fuck. I didn't even know what I was going to say. It's fine. Nothing I say is that important. The voice. Yeah, the voice. In grad school, they used to make us record our therapy sessions, videotape early on, with everybody's consent. And we would have to watch those things, and we would get rated by two of our peers and a supervisor live for 45, 50-minute therapy sessions where there was a camera facing the therapist, one camera facing the client, in the walls, like not hidden cameras. I mean, they're there. Everybody knows they're there. And then we would have to go back and watch them and rate ourselves. And then we would have to talk about it. It was the most grueling, painful thing I think I've ever been through in terms of, my level of, it was almost like, it's just too much self-awareness. It kind of fucked me up for a while. Being basically rated on how well I can
Shalom
with other humans.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Fucking crazy. And me, all the while,
Danny, why didn't your husband take the garbage out yesterday?
They're gonna kill me.
Well, that's what she said.
Who's she?
Hearing myself on a record, but just talking.
It's an expression.
When you say hearing yourself on a record, do you mean as one of the musicians, or do you mean you're telling someone, hey, take two this?
Oh.
Plan this to be good.
Danny, what are you doing this morning? You want to do a Torah study with me?
Do you want to hear my Haftorah?
Sure.
I can only do a line.
Can you only do what?
I am smoking a joint. Okay, hold on. Lama tomar Yaakov tiraber Yisrael Nisra darki me Adonai ume Elohai mishpati avor. And I forgot the rest.
See, Rabbanu Shalom. I'm telling you, Danny, there is a power, there is an energy and an intelligence within you. You just have to focus and concentrate, and you can accomplish more than you can possibly imagine, Danny. You've got the power.
was November 1st was when that was this year, but we're still like close. It's from Isaiah, and I didn't know until like this app. I thought that it was like from the Torah, but it was actually from some other place. I don't know anything about being Jewish, you know. Imagine we were born just like knowing everything about being like whatever we were. Maybe life would be easier.
Well, I will just say, Danny, that this app is by definition conversational hypnosis. And when you realize that either you're hypnotizing yourself or you're hypnotizing others or you're being hypnotized by others, you will choose your hypnosis. And what I'm trying to tell you, Danny, is that if you use a book to focus your hypnosis, it will increase your intelligence and you will essentially enact what is called time management. And you will no longer engage in unnecessary communication because you will realize that it is a detriment to your health, your love, your little baby, your kid, your husband, your community, your house, etc. You will see that this app and actually the people in it are just black hole energy vampires and you'll be free. Then you can start to use this app to do time management and essentially control your focus again. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Do you have an account with a lot of followers, or is this like your biggest one?
358 followers? No. I have many other accounts, but none of them are like big. They've deleted all the big ones.
But you had like probably really big ones in the beginning, right?
Yeah, I did. But it doesn't really matter because some people have many, many thousands of followers, and some of these houses have 60,000 followers. And when somebody opens a room, if they don't have, people power, it's like it's like a tree falling in a forest. Nobody hears anything. Just because the algorithm isn't actually based on, your followers. That's what's interesting.
Oh.
That's what's interesting about Issa is like the center spoke of a wheel because she has collected a group of people who come together. It's always like the party planner.
It's the green bean, she gives it away.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
People like the power of it, even if they don't admit it.
Yeah. A lot of people never ever change their position on this app. It's almost like they're playing chess, but they don't move pieces. And you can't get anywhere. You can't turn a pawn into a queen if you don't move your pieces.
That's a good quote.
Oh.
You should sell it on a t-shirt.
Hold on, I got a plumbing issue. I'll be right back. Yeah, a lot of people never ever change their position on this app. It's almost like they're playing chess, but they don't move pieces. And you can't get anywhere. You can't turn a pawn into a queen if you don't move your pieces.
That's a good quote.
Oh,
You should sell it on a t-shirt.
hold on, I got a plumbing issue. I'll be right back. Yeah, a lot of people never ever change their position on this app. It's almost like they're playing chess, but they don't move pieces. And you can't get anywhere. You can't turn a pawn into a queen if you don't move your pieces.
That's a good quote.
Oh,
You should sell it on a t-shirt.
hold on, I got a plumbing issue. I'll be right back. people never ever change their position on this app. It's almost like they're playing chess, but they don't move pieces. And you can't get anywhere. You can't turn a pawn into a queen if you don't move your pieces.
That's a good quote. You should sell it on a t-shirt.
Hold on, I got a plumbing issue. I'll be right back. Yeah. A lot of people never ever change their position on this app. It's almost like they're playing chess, but they don't move pieces. And you can't get anywhere. You can't turn a pawn into a queen if you don't move your pieces.
That's a good quote. You should sell it on a t-shirt.
Hold on, I got a plumbing issue. I'll be right back. change their position on this app. It's almost like they're playing chess, but they don't move pieces. And you can't get anywhere. You can't turn a pawn into a queen if you don't move your pieces.
That's a good quote. You should sell it on a t-shirt.
Hold on, I got a plumbing issue. I'll be right back. Yeah, a lot of people never ever change their position on this app. It's almost like they're playing chess, but they don't move pieces. And you can't get anywhere. You can't turn a pawn into a queen if you don't move your pieces.
That's a good quote. You should sell it on a t-shirt.
Hold on, I got a plumbing issue. I'll be right back. people never ever change their position on this app. It's almost like they're playing chess, but they don't move pieces, and you can't get anywhere. You can't turn a pawn into a queen if you don't move your pieces.
That's a good quote. You should sell it on a t-shirt.
Hold on, I got a plumbing issue. I'll be right back.
In touch with sound of silence, and in the naked light I saw 10,000 people leaving, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never share, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence. In touch with sound of silence, and in the naked light I saw 10,000 people leaving, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never share, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence. In touch with sound.
Yeah. A lot of people never ever change their position on this app. It's almost like they're playing chess, but they don't move pieces. You can't get anywhere. You can't turn a pawn into a
That's a good quote. You should sell it on a t-shirt.
In touch with sound of silence, and in the naked light
Can't get it. Can't turn it on.
That's a good quote. You should sell it on a t-shirt.
Touch the sound of silence, and in the naked light I saw 10,000 people leaving, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs, and voices never shared, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence, and touch the sound of silence, and in the naked light I saw 10,000 people leaving, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs, and voices never shared, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence, and touch the sound of silence, and in the naked light I saw 10,000 people leaving, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs, and voices never shared, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence, and touch the sound of silence, and in the naked light I saw 10,000 people leaving, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs, and voices never shared, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence, and touch the sound of silence, and in the naked light I saw 10,000 people leaving, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people
A lot of people never ever change their position on these apps. It's almost like they just they're playing chess, but they don't know pieces. You can't get it. You can't turn it on to it.
That's a good quote. You should sell it on a t-shirt.
And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people leaving, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs, and voices never shared, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence, and touch the sound of silence, and in the naked light I saw 10,000 people leaving, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs, and voices never shared, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence, and touch the sound of silence, and in the naked light I saw 10,000 people leaving, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs, and voices never shared, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence, and touch the sound of silence, and in the naked sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people breathing. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs that voices never share. And no one dared disturb the sound of silence. And touch the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people breathing. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs that voices never share. And no one dared disturb the sound of silence. And touch the sound.
buddy. You had us.
How do we go from 12 trillion in 2010? In 200 years, we racked up 12 trillion in our debt or our deficit.
Boss, man. Fuck, it's pretty common. It's pretty.
But in the next 15 years, we tripled it. Make that fucking make sense, bitch.
There's a cost to being the boss.
This guy caught the world's attention by simply saying
Can't be number one without paying something for it.
Curiously, no one can prove otherwise.
Bro,
His name is Chris Billy. His videos exploded.
Alright, 15 will know what we're saying again, because it seemed like you were just saying some stuff.
You sound like a kid that don't even know how to pay his fucking own rent.
Bro, you sound like a person that lost a trial.
Which one?
Look at that, he doesn't even care. Crazy.
Well, he looks like he's in a orange jumpsuit. Oh, you are? Okay, there's like monkeys behind you.
Yeah, so what were you saying, Fatima? About Trump or about legislation or something like that?
Definitely.
I don't know. I think I was just talking about the emails with Liquid, and then Southern. I was talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, but yeah, I said that he hasn't been like releasing like I don't know. I think they haven't been releasing the job stats. So.
Well, because there was the government shutdown, right?
Well, it's all back on again.
Yeah, so if he stopped working 44 days ago, and you're expected to drop
I have
2
worked
days
in
ago.
6 years.
Come
I
on,
don't
man.
know what you're talking about.
Get the freak out the way, bro. Damn. What's this dude?
Because I'm the one that is the good old boy club.
The good old boy club.
You don't know, you don't know. Want a cigarette? I got you. Do you gamble? You're behind by 7. You need a touchdown. So you're on the 5-yard line. Do you gamble and try and get that touchdown, or do you kick a field goal?
Fucking
What do you
lose
do?
weight naturally. So
You're down 7?
You went and got your
You're
tools
down
packed,
7.
bitch.
There's just a little bit more than 3 minutes left, probably about
You
20.
have to go for it. I mean, because what are you going to do? Get the field goal and onside kick? I mean, these are and then if you get it back, what if you only get in field goal range? You can't. You have to go for the touchdown.
Okay, so this is what happened. The coach went for the field goal. We then kicked the ball off, because you have to kick the ball off. By the time after 3 minutes, like between the 0 and 3 minutes, you have to kick the ball off when you get a field goal. So we kicked the ball off, and the opposition gets the ball, and we hold them 2 and out. For you, it'd be 3 and out. 2 and out. They punt it to us. There's about 2 minutes left. We go 2 and out. Your equivalent of 3 and out. So there's about a minute 50 left, a minute 40 left. We kick the ball. Again, to them, punt it. They go 2 and out, and they punt the ball back to us. We get it with 56 seconds left at our 34-yard line. And we go down the field, and with 16 seconds left, we score a touchdown and win the game.
Wow! All right.
For a close.
Bad call, good result. I think that's
could have gone the other way. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, 9 out of 10 times, right? It would have gone the other way. But this is wow. I didn't realize there's only 2 downs and then punting in Canadian football.
3 downs, 3 to get 10. This weekend, tomorrow, in fact, is the 112th Grey Cup. It's the biggest football game in Canada. This year, it is the Saskatchewan Roughriders, that scenario I just told you about. That's how they won the Western Conference, and they'll be playing the Montreal Alouettes tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. I implore you to try and find that somewhere on one of your feeds and watch that game. Machine Gun Kelly, I don't know who he is really, is playing halftime, so I don't know. But Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that scenario by you there.
But you know,
Because I
we
think
made
you're right.
America. I'll tell you what, better than Machine Gun Kelly. We should have, because we have Bad Bunny. Okay, we don't even have a country anymore, Andrew. We have this guy. He's Puerto Rican. I think Puerto Rico is. I think it's like a city in Mexico, and I think they're kind of like our. I mean, there are good Puerto Ricans for sure. I've thrown paper towels to them. But this Bad Bunny, when we have a good Bunny, I mean, we have Americans like Bugs Bunny and the Easter Bunny that have been passed over for this illegal Bad Bunny, and we don't even have a country anymore, Andrew.
Well, you don't. I know it's the rule of law down there. Well, it used to be. Now it's just whatever Trump wants.
I mean, they could have had Elmer Fudd even, but we have to have this Bad Bunny. I mean, we don't even have a country. I don't even know what is going on in this, you know, between Epstein and Bad Bunny and the Democrats. I mean, it's terrible.
Thank you very much, Reverend Scott. You have a great day.
Always great to see you, Andrew, and I love your rooms when you do the walk rooms. They're great. All right, let's seeing no one new on the stage. I want to play a little bit of Bill Maher from last night and get some people's opinions. He had Scott Galloway on, who has a new book about men on, and his advice to men is to drink more, which I don't know if that's good advice, but I'll let you be the judge.
The final thing I will to men, drink more. Because safety has this is one of the problems I have with certain people who make everything about safety. Safety is important.
Echo there. Yeah, Reverend Scott, you got an echo.
A lubricant to get to that place where you are talking to other people and socializing. It's not to excess, but yes, it's social drinking a little bit, maybe sometimes a little too much when you're adolescent is probably better than
when she talks about.
Well, it's, you know, Rob Brezsny in his book Is Astrology Real says astrology is real in the way that an Emily Dickinson poem is real. It's not real in the way that, you know, a spreadsheet or a business plan is real.
We got a Southern man. Boom, 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 boom. We got a Southern man. Boom, 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 boom. Southern man.
Magazine was deciphering the occult. What was the word they used? The occult-like language of the last few thousand years.
We got a Southern man. We got a Southern man. Boom, 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 boom.
I guarantee they don't understand. And it was just really interesting to see the way things come up. And, you know, for how many hundreds of years people were, let's say, making little tokens or coins or medals with astrological and other symbols as, you know, really to bad luck. And that was like a big industry for hundreds of years.
You move sideways, I'll move sideways.
Astonishing.
If you don't come at me sideways, I won't come at you sideways.
Chemical, you know,
me too.
Cuts and the ancient prints. And so this one book, you know, I mean, I have a lot of books like this, but I really loved. I volunteer to review books for a minuscule amount of money because. And it takes, you know, I'm making $4 an hour at the end of the day because it's the only way I read full books anymore and really absorb their whole message. So that's why I do it.
Jordan, I have to ask you something. I think that's another thing. Like, I would say, really content-wise, we probably have a lot going there to talk about. And I'm sure your bookshelf would trump my bookshelf, but my bookshelf is like, you know, in terms of physical books, when I buy a book physically, I do so because I think about it almost like a piece of art, and I want to like experience it, you know, in my hands and all this kind of stuff.
To that whole long discussion people were having.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't in this room about how
there's a story where I live.
Owning a physical book that you
and
have
on
marked and that
Thursday,
smells a certain way and feels a
it's
certain way
25 cents
has a
to buy
lot
a
more
book
different
on their
associational pathway potentialities to get you back to remember exactly what you knew and how you felt when you were reading it than just tuning into it digitally. I mean, that's how I feel. I think that books are
He's a Southern man.
And I have too many. I keep giving them away.
He's a
And
Southern man. Boom, 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 boom.
I would say
take them all the bookshelves and put them in a pile